RK's Guyana Free Media presents for human development and national development this message.
Hello, dear friends and families around the world. As I continue, your brother Haji, brother Roshan Khan, patriot and lover of Guyana, I can't be biased. I just don't have that heart. But because I speak the truth and I speak what I see and I observe, some people believe that I am. How can you take that out of their heart? It's my heart and only God knows. The third part of this presentation is from Freddie Kissoon, who is an independent, but who moves with principle, and therefore whomsoever he objects to, or if he agrees with what was the opposition, others will say that he is biased. It happened in 2015 when he was very adamant and wanted to change the government and supported the AFC, and he openly did that, but not too long after the victory of the AFC, he went against them for betraying, according to his words, the people who voted for them, and he spoke highly against them. And this is his viewpoint. Rowley says it will not end well, and he repeats, it will not. Today is Kaichor of April 14th. Dearest, beloved, divine friends and families around the world. Rowley says it will not end well. It will not. With every day that passes, the GECOM conspirators and the people inside the leadership of the PNC and the AFC are traveling in a direction where it becomes impossible to turn back. In the election foul-up was 2 days old. I repeat, if the election foul-up was 2 days old, the PNC AFC would have backed down and said that the system was flawed and they will not recognize the resulting PPP government. This was one way out of the mess. If the foul-up had lasted 4 days, the PNC AFC could have accepted losing and tell its supporters it is going to court. If the imbroglio was a week old, the PNC AFC could have conceded defeat, start street protests, and give themselves an opportunity to exit with a plausible excuse. After 5 weeks of using the most bizarre and macabre tools to rig the 2020 elections, the leaders inside the AFC have no way out to make a graceful concession. They have gone too far down the road of depravity to turn back. The idea of turning back does not exist in the minds of any key player that is involved in the rigging process. We can take our cue from the Trinidadian PM Keith Rowley. He intoned that it may not end well. It will not end well because the PNC and the AFC will not concede according to Freddie Kissoon and aren't going to concede under any brilliant pact, no matter if drafted by an Obama or a Jesse Jackson or a PJ Patterson or a Portia Simpson or a Bill Clinton. The refrain of APNU and AFC is, we aren't giving up. Virus or no virus, sanctions or no sanctions, these were the vibes Rowley picked up. He knows there will not be a concession by the AFC, that they have lost. So how will it end? Even Guyanese with no interest in politics, who after this crisis is over will still not be even vaguely interested in politics, are asking themselves, how will it end? It is 5 weeks now and there is no end in sight. So that question is being asked maybe by all Guyanese. How will it end? Can be gleaned by the words of Vincent Alexander, according to Freddie Kissoon, columnist in the Kaichor News. I think Alexander has virtually given it away. Two emanations from him have painted the canvas. One is his utterances that even if you recount, that doesn't mean there will be a declaration of a winner. The second one is that he and others want more than even recount of the 2020 election process. So how will it work? All one needs to do is put flesh on the bones of Alexander's warnings. First, after the recount, PNC commissioners with the invisible hand of the PNC and the AFC behind them will claim that the recount has shown too many flaws for there to be a declaration. It will be submitted that the recount cannot be accepted on the basis of a declaration. One must not forget that the time frame is crucial to the conspirators. There will not be a recount in the coming weeks. GECOM Secretariat will prolong the agony. Now here is the thing. The conspirators are not stupid. There will be calls that since there cannot be a winner and a loser, that Granger and his cabinet can no longer be the government, enter the judicial system. There will be lawyers who will argue the doctrine of necessity should apply for the stability of the country. There must be a government in place until there is a fresh elections. It doesn't matter if the first writ is thrown out by the High Court. There will be an appeal. It doesn't matter if the appellate court rules against the conspirators. There will be the resort to the Caribbean Court of Justice. Once that hearing is pending, the conspirators will ask, why should they resign? They will argue, why not wait for the matter to be exhausted in the judicial system? Because the CCJ could very well rule in their favor. During all this time, the APNU AFC remains in government for months, and the hope is that there will be no sanctions because there is no installation of a new president. I believe the West will stay its hands during the hearing in front of the CCJ. Of course, the CCJ's decision will come. What happens then? A comment of mine is that they did indicate, the United States government through its State Department, that if a president is sworn in, I wish to give credence to that. The prediction is easy to make. The CCJ rules against the application of the doctrine of necessity. Thus, the APNU AFC has to resign. The conspirators will post that the CCJ did not rule on the elections. It ruled on the doctrine of necessity. The results of the election will then be tested in court. The West will then impose sanctions. The views expressed in this article are those of the author and not necessarily reflect the opinions of this newspaper, Kaito News, or this writer. With every day that passes, the GECOM conspirators and the people inside the leadership of the PNC and AFC are traveling in a direction where it becomes impossible to turn back. If the election foul-up was 2 days old, the PNC AFC could have backed down and said that the system was flawed and they will not recognize it. So dear friends and families, there is, you had 3 presentations, one from a pro-PPP, one from a pro-APNU, and one from an independent. And his analysis, that is Freddie Kissoon. I do these things because I notice that people seem to enjoy them, they like them. I, as a patriot, I like to function to the heart and to the needs of the people. I have no bias. I'm completely balanced, but because I may say a few things that might not go with GECOM, because I'm speaking against GECOM, they have a tendency of saying that I am not being impartial, but I am very impartial. So, friends and families, yours truly, your brother, Haji Brother Roshan Khan, thanking you for tuning in and saying farewell, friends.